Hey, everyone. Man, Chad, let me tell you, I actually really enjoyed listening to you and Shannon last week.
For the first 9 minutes?
No, once we got past the first 9 minutes, it was great.
Yeah.
No, it was just, I was laughing about that. That was funny. But I really did actually enjoy listening to your all's conversation. I was doing the audio version of it, but listening about the magnets and the mag locks and the different ways of how they do the escape room, and that it's not Arduino based and all that. I was just really, really excited about that. And I'm excited that Shannon and I have talked, and I think there's going to be some collabs,
some stuff in the works.
Some things in the works. So, but that's going to be things that are going to happen later on down the line. But I really enjoyed it. It was a good break for me not being on last week. Still kind of crazy. Still probably going to take about another week off from being in the shop right now. But here in a little while, we're going to be doing this drawing, and probably when I come back, the first episode of my channel is we're going to be actually doing the brainstorming of that cache is my plan. We'll see if it all works out, but
there's always a plan.
There's always a plan. But I have this giant guitar still in my shop right now that I need to get hooked up onto the wall. And find an amp that's big enough for this thing. So
you're gonna need someone to hang that with you.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. But just looking through the chat here, of course, I see Shan Drums in here.
Yeah,
it was really great. DJW House, Tricassius, Tony from Kentucky, Scooby Loves Pooh is in here with us. Of course, Tom Brotherman here coming in from Selma, Texas. Hey, Tom, what's your weather like? Have you answered that yet? I'm looking through the chat.
He's asking for Tricache to send some cold weather his way.
Oh, is it still hot? We've had rain lately, so it's actually been kind of a little bit nice. Pizza Ninja is here. Engineering 42. Dave McDonald. Railroad. Hello from Idaho. Let's see here. Darren.
Yeah, Railroad.
Darren,
I have some of his Patigs.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I see him over at Tri-Cities.
Okay. Darren from Australia, Bell and Move from California, and Mini Mag also California. Hugh coming in from Canada, and so yeah, just everybody's starting to join in tonight. But we're going to take care of our sponsors, and then we'll come back. We'll kind of set some stuff up. I'm not going to do the drawing right off the top. I'm just going to let you know that we'll do it a little bit later as we're going along. But yeah, I wanted to make sure that we get several more people in and do the drawing. We got this Facebook user joining us tonight.
Yeah.
Let's hear. We got GCDSK11 joined in with us as well. Chronically Tired Mom, welcome. And Sparky 916 is with us as well.
Full house today.
We got a full house tonight. This is awesome. And Burnt Turtles just joined us as well. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun doing this build, and I'm really excited with what you've been working on. We've talked about this several times over the last year or more.
More than that. I went back to look at photos, and it was before COVID.
Oh, wow. So,
yeah.
So like I said, Chad's pulling a project off the shelf that we've kind of gone back and forth here and there, and we're going to kind of look at some different aspects of it and tell you who he's building this for. I was going to say we, but when I say we, I mean Chad.
I don't. It's who I was building it for originally. I don't know if I will do it anymore or redo something or send something different, but we'll see.
Okay. All right. So, but before we get much further, let's go ahead and take care of our sponsors. If you have not become a patron of the Geocache Talk Network, what are you waiting for? Patron levels start as low as a Bison Tube level at $3 a month. To sign up is easy. Simply go to the Geocache Talk website and click on the Become a Patron button, or go to patreon.com/Geocache Talk. Patrons now get the famous Blackout coin, invites to special events, and other really great items throughout the year. Become a patron today.
Logwork, the creators of the fantastic logbook, made with genuine Write in the Rain paper. The logbook's designed for the micro containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who'd rather go caching than doing cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com.
Have you subscribed to FTF Magazine yet? FTF Magazine is the #1 geocaching magazine available. It is a quarterly magazine that you can be part of. Submit your geocaching milestones and adventures to be published. FTF Magazine is also interactive with puzzles to solve and the hunt to find Spartacus. If you can solve the puzzle or find Spartacus, then you will be entered in to win a special path tag. Every new subscription, you will receive a special swag pack. Subscribing is easy. Just visit FTF's website, ftfgeo.com. Don't miss out and subscribe today. All right, so yeah, Shannon says enough rain to feel like hot dog breath. Yes, it was super muggy. It came down really hard on Sunday, and it was crazy, absolutely crazy. So yeah, Pathfinder 33's and with us here. The monsoons are crazy out here in Arizona.
Yes, I have something for Pathfinder. He needs to send me his address.
Okay, what monsoons? Anyway, all right, so Chad, give us a little bit of backstory on this project and what how it came about and that aspect of it.
I don't know. It was what, 2018 BC, something like that.
BC before COVID.
Before COVID, yeah. But I think it's when I first found Chris Ramsey.
Okay.
His channel, right? And so I make puzzle boxes all the time. So I sent him some messages, and we talked. We sent some messages back and forth, and he was interested in several of my puzzle boxes, as well as something different. So I actually started making this puzzle box for that reason. And then I don't remember if it was before we started. No, it was after I think we started the podcast. But then things got crazy and happened, and COVID, and just being busy. I haven't finished it. I think we've shown it a couple times on the show, but now I figured now it's time to finish it. So I don't know if I want to send it to him. I'm not happy with the box. I kind of want to rebuild it, do something different. But we've been talking like last week with Shandram about doing a puzzle box, maybe several different sides,
right?
And so I was thinking this week that we'd go over that and maybe figure out the puzzle box and what puzzle we wanted on the 4 sides. But then I was thinking maybe I should just finish this thing up, take it off the shelf, and actually finally get it done. On the Friday before the 20th, I have a gadget show and tell and Gadget Academy in the area here. So it'd be kind of nice to have something there, or have this maybe there to display.
Right.
So anyways, so that's where we're at. I sent you a message and you're like, yeah, let's do that. And I was like, dang it, I kind of want to start it over with 4 new sides.
Well, and we could. I mean, we can kind of go through it.
I need to get it done.
Go into a brainstorm session. Go into a brainstorm session and kind of maybe combine doing it. Chronically Tired Mom was asking about how the Scream Cache. We actually didn't get it out there. It was too big to bring it out here. It's still it's actually right above Chad's head back there in the background.
Somewhere.
It's right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My lights are
right. I'm pointing at it with my mouse
back here.
Yeah, so it's right up there. There it is.
Is that better?
There, yeah, I can see it now. So yeah, there's the Scream Cache right back up there. So yeah, it didn't actually make it out there, but we were hoping and where that was going to go out there in Seattle, you sold the building, so we're looking for a new place to put that one. So it'll go out hopefully for the 20th.
It'll be out at the 20th. It'll be down in Seattle at the 20th.
+3.
Well, whatever. The celebration. But anyways, it'll be there for that. And unfortunately, homeless has become such an issue, as you kind of found out in your area. They're just starting to rip stuff off the walls, even if they're electrical panels, right? So it's like, it's kind of frustrating.
That has not come off, and I'm still getting logs on all the different ones, and they're absolutely loving those. Some of the logs have been funny. I was actually where my mailbox hybrid is, my letterbox hybrid is on Sunday, where it's actually on the property of my church. And I was up in the sound booth, and I got somebody started messaging me, and I'm like, "Are you here on campus?" So I run down actually out there and get to meet them as they're trying to get into it and stuff. So that was really cool. That's
fun. To kind of take off that, I visit a lot of my properties all day long. and I'm randomly at different ones. And sometimes, like today, I got 5 texts from cachers about needing a hint. Where you at? And everyone, I just didn't happen to be there. But once in a while, I'm there, and I'm like,
right.
I don't want to say I'll be right there. I just go down there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Scare them a little bit, and then tell them who I am. But no, anyways, I love that. I love actually watching cachers. Find caches.
It was a lot of fun. And then they're mentioning that they're having an issue with the lampposts one, the one that you made on the show, and I got it here. And I'm like, really? I went over there and checked it. I'm like, no, it's working. So, but yeah. So yeah, this would be, as Belle is saying, plugging Gadget Talk on Chris Ramsey would be awesome. It would be. And there's some aspects, or maybe we kind of look at this idea, then maybe we start doing a completely new spin-off on it.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about wanting to rebuild it. So that's fine. And I just think it's a really cool idea. And this, I guess
we tried to get Chris on the show.
Do what?
Oh, Shandram said get Chris on the show. I've tried. He's too big time for us. We're too small.
Yeah.
We've tried several celebrities that do a lot of building.
Yeah, that one. And let's hear, who else have we tried? And next,
well, we probably shouldn't say.
No, we're working on some. It would probably be better for us to get them on, say, like Podcast of Hope.
That'd be cool.
And then maybe we could, once we get them there, then maybe we can get them on another area. So
yeah.
But Chris Ramsey being on Podcast of Hope would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
So
yeah. So oh boy. Yeah. So where do we start with this? So
I guess we should show it. Don't you think?
Yeah, I guess I could show you what I have, and then we can just kind of ditch it, throw it in the trash, and start over. Or we can kind of just go from there.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna bring in. You ready for me to bring in your?
Yeah, go ahead. I just got to move a couple things, but I think we're good.
All right. So there's your build cam.
So there's green tape on this because I have it holding it together because it's not completely done. But this is what it has started like. So there's going to be several sides of puzzles. So 5 sides technically, I guess. So this is the top, and this is what turns it on, obviously. And then my plan was to have this as I haven't decided if this is the starting puzzle or if this is the final puzzle up here to get the correct code or whatever we want, or have something open. Typically these are travel bugs. So all my puzzle boxes that I take places you can discover them. And so my plan, if I take it out to have it discovered, is the final step will be the code, and then I'll give you the travel bug number to discover.
Right.
But I don't know where I'm going to start on this yet. So we have a couple different sides. There's this top side here. Then you have a back side here.
And what is that made out of?
It's plexiglass. And
it is plexi?
And that's one reason why I'm really iffy if I want to send it or not to him, because I don't know how fragile it will be in the mail. I kind of want to redo it out of something a little more durable. So I have a bunch of PVC board I could do it in, or some plywood, some cabinet plywood. And then the other side of the puzzle is this here. And then I have room for more puzzles. So, yeah, sorry here. So if you turn it on, if you arm it, these lights come on, and they're randomized between red and white. Shannon said polycarbonate should hold up. Yeah. So that will turn on, and I guess I could give away how you do this.
No,
so you should see when you arm it. Yeah. Well, then that's, not to go off subject, but I had a vlogger on TikTok, I think it was, do one of my caches and gave the code out to everybody and how you do it.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that's very frustrating. It's like, come on. So I sent him a message if you could cut that part out, but I haven't heard anything back and he hasn't changed it. But if you're doing videos, try not to give out the code.
Change, though, isn't it?
Huh?
That's one of the ones you can go over there and change, though, isn't it? Pretty easily.
It's not that easy.
Oh, that one's not.
But I can. I mean, I can easily change it. It'll probably take me about 20 minutes, but I don't want to. I'm lazy. But yes, I'm going to have to, because the guy actually has a lot of followers, and so we'll see what happens. But anyways, you arm it. You have the lights, which is the puzzle for the other side. So this is the first puzzle I have on this side. which are the toggle switches.
Okay.
And then the other part of that is the puzzle for it is on this side, which hopefully if you see these, you have red and white lights, that will tell you the puzzle. So can you, I don't know if you know how to, or can figure that out.
I know we've talked about it on the show before, but
yeah,
the lights
so
kind of are a little bit, are they just red and white lights? Or are they?
Yeah, just red and white. I thought about making them flash, but not change color just to make it a little bit different. So it's not so easy. But if you look at the lights, you have a white light, red, white, white, red. And then here's different, right? So you have these. So red is on and white is off. So if you go over your toggle switches on this side, you got to flip your toggle switches to the right.
And now, are those momentary toggles, or are they regular?
So they're one-way momentary. So one way it will stay on, and the other way is just momentary. And so I thought about randomizing which way they stay on or off, but what I have is they'll stay on up on this side and down on this side, and that will kind of help figure it out maybe. And I thought that that's kind of a red herring if some stay on and some don't, even though it won't matter. Now I'm gonna make sure I'm set at 0 on those. Okay, so if you look at these, now I got to remember which one. I think red is on. So I'm going to flip up. I don't remember how I programmed it. So we have these two red here that are up. So I'm going to flip these two here up. Sorry, there we go. And then these will be center, and I'll have to push those down with my other hand. And on this, the other side, you have the first red, the first one, and the third one.
Right.
Is up, but this side is down. So we actually have the second, fourth, and fifth.
Okay.
You go down. Okay. So then, make sure everything in here is. I don't have my 12-volt battery mounted in there, so. It's kind
of. Is that what I'm hearing clunking around?
Yeah, that's what you're hearing moving around. Yeah, I should have put some double-sided tape on it, but we're almost done moving it. So once you have those ones set up and down, and I'm gonna have to look at this. I'm sorry. The ones that are not, you just have to push the opposite way.
We're waiting for a loud boom.
No.
Click.
Oh yeah, let me put it back in the camera. Let's see if we can get the camera a little bit more. Okay, so there's a door here.
Okay.
And that's going to have, my plan was to have RFID cards in there and have an RFID puzzle next. So if I pull these two switches up, these three down, you have a door that opens.
Okay.
And so my plan was to have RFID cards in there. And then that would go to the next puzzle. But I don't know. And then I thought the next puzzle, the RFID reader, could be here in the middle part of this backside. Now we know what that is. What I'll do is just take this battery out real quick so it's not flopping around, and I can move this around a lot easier without hurting anything. So anyways, so that my next phase I thought would be an RFID card reader here, or up here on top.
Right.
But I also need to do a puzzle on the two sides of this. So I don't have it glued together at all right now. So at least not the outside shell. Go ahead.
All right. So Engineering 42 says, I like the puzzle that has some sort of backstory to get into the proper frame of mind, to grab the thread and follow to a solution. What would be your setup for this?
Oh, I have no idea. That's not my strong part.
Okay, so Shannon says puzzles with backstories are cool. So that would be something that we want to come up with for this, because I know a lot of the ones that he does on there, they have that really great backstory of everything that he's been doing. So that would be something that we'd want to probably come up with it. And I mean, it's a good thing we know somebody that works over at an escape room that might be able to help us with that too.
Yeah. You know what I thought would be really cool is if sorry, I got to move my mouse off the thing there. I've seen this somewhere else, or I heard about it, is to have a cache where you actually have to listen to a story.
Yeah.
And in the story, so it's almost like a something you have to download, like an MP3 or something,
Right.
and maybe it's 10 or 15 minutes long, and then that gives you all the clues and tells you everything about it, and maybe that's the backstory. I don't know, but that'd be fun, something like that.
Right, that would be cool. And that would be something that you can do a whole production aspect of it, where it could have a backstory. I mean, a lot of the ones that one reminds me of some of the future ones that he's done. The Message from the Future Me, or the one that was it the French company that was doing the escape rooms, and they had that big huge one. So that one, his first one that one led into another one that there was elements that he had to take to use on the next one too. So I think that would be really great. Sorry, Gary's asking, did he win? No, we haven't announced it yet. So actually, we'll probably do that here in about. We're going to do that at the bottom of the hour. So at 8:30 Central, we'll go ahead and do the announcement of who won that the gadget that we'll be building. I'll build it, and I really want Chad to be part of that as well. And if we need to bring in other people, that'd be great too, depending on what whoever's the winner wants. So it's going to be a gadget built by us, and the fashion of and what may be coming out of their brain and what they've thought about for a while and just don't know how to do it. So we'll get to that here in a little bit. But using the whole backstory aspect of it, that would be really cool.
Well, you know anybody who's good at writing backstories?
I know a few. And Bill on the Move saying Art Heist at the museum. I know some great actors.
Yeah.
Well, you might
Derek,
know
I got so many comments on how
be...
great you were.
Yeah,
like, where'd you find that guy?
So, but yeah.
Whatever. Everybody stayed in character. It was good. Except for I had probably about 25 people ask me clues, and I'm like, I'm not part of it. And they'd show me the picture on there, and it's Gary, but they kept thinking it was me. I don't know why.
No, they kept showing me the picture of Josh in the white suit, and I'm like, that's John Travolta.
It's funny.
So, yeah. So I think the backstory would be really cool, and I just don't know what you would want to come up with a backstory, but that would be something that would be really, really cool.
Yeah, a backstory would be awesome. It'd be fun.
Ready to bring it back in?
So I have, we can. I have, so this is one of the sides here, just to show people when I made it. There's actually mounts here for screws, so that when this gets welded in here, you actually be able to remove the panels easily to do any kind of maintenance on them, or change them out if you want to. But just to show people, that's kind of something.
Now, did you do that with the laser cutter? Did you have it yet?
No, this is a CNC machine.
That's all CNC on that one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Still
so clean. One thing it's my jigsaw. But one thing I mentioned before, one thing I've mentioned before in the past about making templates and stuff is you don't need a CNC machine if you have the templates. And so something that I do when I'm making my caches, or when I'm making caches, is sorry, here I have all kinds of stuff, but I probably don't need to bring all this out.
On this as a backstory, maybe a power restoration theme. Each puzzle solved shows a charge meter climbing. And then you have to scream to get the last part of it, right?
Yeah, not me. So when you're building these, like when I build stuff like this, always keep the parts I cut out. So if you had this as a template, you could use a regular router, right? You would actually just use these, and you could use these for the screw holes to hold it down to the wood, and then use this and route it out. And then those screw holes that you had in here actually become your mounting holes. But all the parts, I use all kinds of jigs. So you could use a regular router. And then I use these too. And what this is a foam core board.
Right.
And I can actually kind of build and envision in my head what it's going to look like in the puzzles. So like this is, the puzzle with the LCD screen and a keypad typically. This is one here, and it looks like a face. This is to insert a card. And it has the option for a red and a green LED if you want, but you can insert a card. So anyways, I keep all kinds of templates like this when I make things. And I think that these are awesome, especially if you don't have the option or the luxury of having a CNC machine. I've actually had a couple of people ask me if I make them and sell them, but unfortunately I haven't gotten that far. I don't know if I have the time.
Right. So Pizza Ninja also had a comment. He goes, a fun backstory could be that you are recruiting agents to help crack safes and security systems to show off their skills. That's really cool. What was the term that Shannon used last week? I'm thinking of the charging aspect of it. The term that he gave last week, that as you're working through it, it kind of gives you not a breadcrumbs. It's where you're getting to see your progress, that you're achieving to your progress. You're working toward it. Shannon, I know you, whatever it is,
Yeah,
you tell me
he's
what it
in
is.
the chat. He's
So
probably
I'm trying to remember. See, I did listen last week. I'm just remembering the quizzes. I was driving different places and I was listening. I was going to the golf course and going.
I do like the idea of the charge meter showing progress. So
yeah,
each puzzle charges the meter a little bit more.
Right. I like that too, that you could get a completion. And then maybe even as you get there, you maybe having some other sounds in there. So it would tick. So it starts ticking faster each time you solve a puzzle. It kind of adds that suspense and adds that your heart rate going up faster at the same time. And it could just almost be subliminal, or the music or whatever you have playing in there, that the beat just starts either becoming a little bit more pronounced or a little bit faster, because that actually will cause your heart to start racing as well. So if you have a weak heart, you may not want to do this puzzle, but it would be that just adding that suspense to it might be really cool as well.
Something that'd be cool with a charge meter too. If you're doing that, you could actually just have one of the puzzles, a bunch of switches, non-momentary, obviously you have to stick, but you'd flip them and the meter would go up or down. So you'd know if you're charging it or not. You might be pushing the wrong one and it degrades. I don't know.
Confirmation lights.
That would be kind of fun.
Confirmation lights. Oh, and I know, like Dave did this when we did the cache for that I'm sending out to New Zealand. As you get the right answers, you get a light comes on, and then if you get it wrong, the light goes back off. So basically the same aspect, same concept there. Just shows that progress and like, yes, I got it right. And oh no, now I got to go do something else. And that would be actually kind of neat, that if you did one wrong, you'd have to find out and go do another puzzle again and start back over. And if you get it wrong, you got to start all the way back over. Everything resets. That might be kind of
that would take some time.
That might be a little interesting little twist to it.
It'd be fun for a puzzle and for a geocache, but for an event, probably not, because you want people to go through them fairly quick.
Exactly.
But I do like that. I think that would be really cool. So I just need an idea. So I have two other sides here I haven't completed. Now, this side here, or one of them, my thought was to use the 9-button puzzle, just like what I did just like we did in the Star Wars. So you got to do it in a certain correct order. The RFID card or whatever, I don't have to use RFID cards that come out of here. It could be, that come out of the drawer. Right. It could be something different. Plus, I have an additional drawer spot if I want one. If not, I can just mount a cover over it without anything there.
I think another drawer or something else that you have to do there would be kind of neat. Maybe some sockets that you have to plug in wires or something, that aspect of it that you could do there.
Well, it's funny is last week I was talking to Chandram about this. I don't know if we did it on the show or if it was we talked a couple days prior to get everything set up. I've showed this before. I found this thing here. And I've wanted to use it. I got it at the Boeing surplus for a whole $2.95. So, I think that this would be fun to incorporate into the puzzle. I don't have to use the aluminum case.
Right.
I can make something new, but that wouldn't be bad. That'd be kind of fun. So what you're saying is one of the drawers can open and actually have the leads in it. Right.
So, Tricash is saying no read switches yet. And then Chandram is saying a 9 buttons could be done in a pairing sequence. And you're right. So, all right. So we're going to take a break just for a second. We'll come back to this soon, just really quick. But I want to do the gadget giveaway now, as we're at the bottom of the hour for the podcast tonight. So Whether this is, if you came to CacheFest and you stayed at the Host Hotel, you were entered into a drawing. You didn't have to sign up for it. It's just if you're at the Host Hotel. And I have a spreadsheet of all those that stayed, and it's numbered. You have numbers next to them. So it's, well, by the spreadsheet, it starts at number 5 and it goes through to whatever the number is. And then I have a random number generator that I will generate a number, and then I'll pull the number. So say like it's like 56 or whatever it is. Then I'll pull up the name for that. Okay, number 56 was such and such, Chad, who knows what it is. And that'll be, I have their email. So if they're not on here tonight, I will email them and say, hey, you won the gadget. We need to get together and start doing some brainstorming. What do you want? What do you want kind of built? So and then that's where we'll go from there. And then if it ends up being more Arduino based and that aspect of it, I will be with Chad and Dave Wagner to help getting some stuff worked out. Maybe Shannon. We'll bring in a whole bunch of different people in to make this like a really cool collaboration gadget build for whoever the winner is. So that's what we're going to be doing. So without further ado, let's go ahead and spin the wheel. I wish I could show the wheel, but there's not a wheel on this one. All right, it's generating the number. Ooh, almost was right last time. It's actually number 55 is what came up. And the winner is, Frederick Berg. For a second there, 56 was Jesse Maxwell. And if you don't know who Jesse is, Chad would be building that one and just taking it to HQ. Oh. When I said 56 on that, I had no idea who that was. But Frederick Berg, and I don't know if I'm seeing their email, and I don't know if that's what their cache name is or not. So Frederick Berg is the winner of the gadget giveaway from CacheFest. So we will be getting into. I did not say the wrong name.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I love that Tom put that there. You said my name wrong.
You said my name wrong. No, it's not electric water. I didn't say electric water boy at all. So Frederick Berg is the winner of the gadget. So I'll be in contact with you. If you listen to this later, or if you're online here now, let me know. Let me know in the chat somewhere. Give me your cache name, but I will be in contact with Frederick and we will start making your gadget. So
nice.
All right. So now let's get back to your special build. Okay. All right. Where do you want me to bring back up in the your build, Cam?
No, I mean that it doesn't matter. I guess we could. So yeah, we just need to figure out what we want to do. I don't know if I have the parts here for this.
Now show the back of that. I know it's sockets.
Yeah, so it's a bunch of
spaghetti in the back.
Yeah, it's spaghetti in the back. So it was a test system for Boeing. I don't know what it did, something that they had. So, but we would just have to connect.
Blow up.
Yeah, it was for the 737 Max. So that missing part. Anyways, you would just have to figure out what wires you want to have connect, and obviously connect them somehow and make them all work. But they actually do come unthreaded from this case that it's on.
Okay.
So I could put them on anything I want in here. So, and we can also, it doesn't have to be shown. It doesn't, you don't have to be able to see actually the puzzle on the end. We could actually have a door that pops open. Then it reveals the puzzle.
Right.
So, I mean, that might be kind of cool too, to have just kind of recessed in there a little bit.
Sockets for banana connectors is what.
Yeah, I have some. Thanks, Dave. I appreciate it. I have some somewhere here in my whole junk drawer, but I don't know. I have so much stuff around my shop right now.
Jack panel looks like an old switchboard. Connect correctly to hear a message.
Oh, I like that.
That is cool.
I'm looking for
write that one down.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for right now. I have my notepad.
Well, we can always go back and listen to it. I
got to lock this up because Chad will be in my shop here, I think next week sometime. So we don't want him seeing this.
No, lock that. Like you locked it up from me when I was there.
But he's listening. So, right. So it doesn't really matter.
So that's really cool. Yeah, you can use the bananas, and when you connect the circuit, it fires off an MP3 or something like that, and then it would give a special message. And what if it was in like Morse code or just a series of numbers? Sorry, if it was like a series of numbers, it'd be like from the show Lost, whatever those numbers were. People were using them for like lottery numbers and different things like that. And they had to do something. That might be something that'd be kind
of. That's a good idea. Yeah, I mean that's what we want to get is a bunch of different ideas. So
remember, he does have a lock pick. He does have a lock picking gadget.
I would love to see him pick a Medco lock. He may be that good.
Is that a barrel? Is that a barrel one?
Yeah, it's
I'll tell you how to do it afterwards.
No, it's well, anyways. We don't need to go chase that rabbit.
No. We'll go.
So
we won't chase that squirrel.
Yeah. I tell you, I can go through stuff all the time and just make random conversations. So it's too easy. So I like the idea of that. So we can make a door that pops open too, or just have it exposed. The exposed is kind of cool because it looks cool. But then I also like the idea, especially the latches that we use that pop open. It's kind of a surprise what's there. So one thing about being able to see it is it's kind of a red herring until you get to that part.
Right. Right. And Shannon's also saying story or theme is important so you don't end up with a bunch of random cool puzzles. And that's very true. So maybe what we need to do first is come up with a story or a theme. Because I like that aspect of it. And I like the idea of the different safe aspect of it. What if, and this may just be a really cool aesthetic, but where that hole is on the other side, if that was clear and you could actually see the color, just like wiring in there close up, just kind of like it doesn't even have, it could be the real wiring or it couldn't be. And you have those banana connectors on the top. And when you actually get the right one connected, you don't know which one it is still, but you can see into it. And then when you connect it right, maybe some LEDs behind there light up and do something else that be completely red herring, but then the voice comes out.
It'd be cool. And this is, just throwing something out there. You're talking about having seen the wires. You could have something behind a panel like that and have EL wire that would light up. So the wire itself would light up and you can get different colors.
That would be
kind of for an effect, or you can actually use that as some kind of puzzle.
Right. So be careful. Darren's saying, be careful with plugs and sockets. Had a cache at a recent mega with a 3.5 headphone jack sockets that need to be connected to solve it, and spent all week in replacing plugs and sockets as they broke. Yeah, that I can understand that. And that's why this one would probably be more of, I don't know if this would be more of a cache, or would this be something that we could send someplace like you were talking about before, or...
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I have done several caches that have these connectors, alligator clips on them.
Yeah.
And after the third person, the alligator clip is ripped off.
Yeah.
And I've always wondered, what are people doing to these to actually have them rip them off?
And we probably don't want to know.
You have to just be careful. I mean, that's one of those unfortunate things that when you put caches out in the wild, that people do strange things to them and will break them if they can. I mean, they probably don't intentionally do it, but I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. It's and some people just don't understand how things work sometimes.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm hoping as gadgets get more mainstream, people will realize, hey, this is a gadget. This is how this works. And that's kind of why we do the show, is kind of build that knowledge base and aspect of it. So, but all right. So theme wise, what are the ones that we've heard tonight? The security guards, security trying to crack a safe, different types of safes. So different types of those types of puzzles, kind of what you have there maybe. Or Shannon was saying, I'm trying to look at what it looks like. Going back through the chat real quick. Yeah,
and we don't have to go with this one. We could do something different.
We can completely this
if we don't
could
like
be prototype and we can go completely different.
Plus the panel on top, if you look at it, it actually comes off. So there you go. If we don't like this, I could pop this off and put something different on.
Right.
Well,
and of course, you're seeing this without any weathering and all that aspect of it. This is clean, and there would be some weathering to it, which would make it look even more realistic.
Well, Imperial stuff is clean. Their stuff is typically not weathered. They keep their stuff up.
Yeah, Imperial, I know. They also have slave labor too.
Yeah, but it's okay. Come to the dark side. We have cookies. But anyway, yeah, no weathering, nothing. I mean, this was really a concept thing, and I put it up on the shelf forever. And yeah, time to finish it. Time to clean out my shop.
What about having, instead of having the crystal screen there that you have there, what if we had more of a, if this was going to be going somewhere, instead of using an Arduino, if we went with a Raspberry Pi, then you can actually have a touch screen that you had there.
You could. I don't know how to
relatively cheap.
Well, get what the screens you can, but the Raspberry Pis are crazy expensive right now.
The Raspberry Pis I have one sitting here.
I have one still in the package. I bought it and I've been too scared to play with it. But yeah, I mean, a Raspberry Pi touchscreen would be cool. And you can get the touchscreens. Last time I checked, they were fairly inexpensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to do something basic and something easy that I know how to work with.
Right.
But I like that. I mean, we could put some progress LEDs here.
And then there's be partially some stuff that would change in that, and you can actually have maybe some puzzles in that you do off the screen. And maybe when you connected a certain thing, it would trigger a face that would say something, and then it'd beep different things. And the progress meter, when you complete it, say, hey, you've reached this far. Well, I think that would be kind of interesting as well. So, hey, be careful with your notes there. That they're you
know. Oh yeah, it's okay. If you can read my writing, you'll be good. But yeah, they're not really that secret. We're talking about it live here, so
yeah. Chronically Tired Mom says a Mission Impossible movie theme. Pizza Ninja says you could create a Spaceballs themed gadget cache. That would be fun.
I'd love to have a countdown one to where you have a certain amount of time and it counts down, because even having, like you mentioned about that ticking, if you had that ticking and that sped up, I mean, that just gets, that will mess with your head.
Yeah.
The whole time. And I think that'd be cool. Now, obviously I'll have to turn to Dave about doing stuff like that. But I think that would be kind of cool. I still like the idea of the 9-button puzzle, of doing it in a certain order. But yeah, I mean, there's just so much stuff. One time I thought on a different one to do a Simon Says and have the buttons on both sides. So 2 buttons on each side. And so you kind of have to either use a mirror. And I thought about putting a mirror inside one of the slots, and you could set the mirror up to figure it out.
Right.
I also thought about having the 4 buttons on one side and having a mirror and having the lights on the other side. So you could do that. I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff, but I like that doesn't stick with the Mission Impossible theme too much or anything like that, kind of what the box looks like. So yeah, I think that'd probably be better for a different.
Right. So Shannon was saying, use a small LED screen, low voltage, low res, play a video to give story and first clue.
What else you could do too is if you had a screen, is you could peel off the front part of the screen. And then you actually have to have, who did I see do this the other day? But you actually have to have certain glasses or the film to see it, polarized lenses.
Polarized. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you'd have to actually put on glasses that were polarized to actually see what is on the screen.
I think people might get kind of frustrated with that. Now, if you did have the LED screen in there and you did a Spaceballs theme one and you had to do something with the radar in there, at one point you could have jam, like it's coming down the radar from if you did the Spaceballs theme. Sorry, I was trying to tie that in with what Tony was saying from the chat with jam coming out of the radar if we did a Spaceballs theme. So,
Spectre Gadget would be cool.
Mm-hmm. Get Smart theme. I'm seeing over here from Chronically Tired Mom.
I do like OzFox's idea here about the story. Have a link to a YouTube. That's a really good idea, actually. I really like that. But I'm not going to be an actor in there, but I think we know some people that could do it.
There might be a few people. So Engineer 42 says, check out the Crypto Countdown project from
I've seen it. That's his nuclear box, isn't it? I believe so. And you have to do the switches or something. I don't remember. I think I've seen that one. He does. So I forget the guy who does that for Audi. There's another guy that does one. A bunch of stuff for Arduino, and he's amazing. I wish I got to write these names down. So,
right. We'll go through after the show, and we'll make sure we get all the names.
There's so many people on YouTube that you can watch or online that do amazing things.
That's why it's the number 2 search engine in the world, only beat by Google.
Yeah.
Both owned by the same person.
Owned by the same person, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's, and even what we were talking about, even on the 4-sided box, any of these puzzles we could do on the 4-sided box as well.
You could open it up. Well, then you'd have to have these places. I was going to say you could open it up and have the scanner and then have to go scan these in a certain amount of time. But then that could give you a code. Yeah, I'm not sure how that would work.
So, yeah, and a lot of people are putting in a lot of different ideas in the chat right now.
I can connect it to power or run it off of battery. I prefer power depending on if it's at an event, more than likely it'll be either or. Usually it depends on where the event is. If it's in a park, I run it on 12-volt batteries. If not, I'll throw it in, I can hook it up to power. So, and so one thing I want to have is relay setup. So you actually can't skip puzzles. So you have to finish one puzzle, then turn the other puzzle on, and so on. So you can't actually just accidentally skip puzzles or get to the end, or have it behind a door to where they physically can't do anything until it's actually opened up.
Yeah, definitely make it chronological, sequential to be able to do so.
Years ago, I thought about doing a laser where you have to shine it in to open up a part of it, and that would be one of the tools or tots in the front drawer. But I kind of went away from there just because of, not wanting anybody to shine a laser in their eye.
Right. Yeah. Oh, this looks like a light hole that you need to look into. Somebody signed on the other side. Ah! Anyway, and that
could also use something like this. That's secret.
Right.
That would give you the code in UV somehow or something, but that'd be kind of cool to find on there somewhere. It's kind of,
or if you had, is there a paint that would stay, like, I know phosphorus, if you take some phosphorescence and put it in the light and then you pull it out, you can actually read it. So maybe there's a slot, you get access to that, then you got to figure out where you got to put it, and you actually slip it in. And when you slip it in, it kicks a light on. And then when you pull it out, you can actually see what it says. Instead of it being UV, it would actually it would be photo. Yeah. On there. Tom is asking, what can you do with a retina scan to do something?
I have a finger scanner, but you can't. I have a hand scanner we could use, like I have here. That's simple. I think I showed how to build this on the show. You could do something like this to where you put your fingers on it or your hand.
Right, and that's just a touch sensor, isn't it? Somewhere over there.
Yeah. So it has a couple of them that you have to do, but I could do wherever something like that on there, but I don't know how you do a retina scan. I mean, and then you would have to have everybody's eye. You have to pre-program it for everybody.
I don't think anybody want me to just come up and stab their eye and get it out like in Mission Impossible and stuff. Or
I don't know if you could just have something that senses a distance, and once you get your eye to a certain distance, it would work. And
but when it would work if you put anything at that distance,
right? Well, that's the only bad part about it is, I mean, you could wave your hand above it and it'd go off, and
you'd have forehead prints on the glass or whatever all the time.
What did Engineer 42 here say?
It says glow in the dark sheet exposed through a mask or via moving LED.
Well, that's where I thought the polarized lenses would work for something.
Yeah. I mean, I like the polarized. Has anybody used the polarized idea that you have to have polarized lenses to do
There's a
anything?
geocache in Georgia that we actually went to go find at Going Cache, and we didn't finish it. It uses polarized lenses.
Oh, okay.
And I know Goblin Dust here. I believe he has one like that here in Seattle area.
Well, that's cool because I mean,
I
I
don't know
only
much
get
about them.
polarized sunglasses, so that's. But my wife can't wear them; it gives her headaches. But but
well,
usually,
hopefully for the few seconds, it wouldn't be a big deal.
right?
I don't know.
So yeah. What about a temperature probe? Somehow I mean, we've seen that before. You have to raise the temperature so far with something. Yeah, there's a lot of different ideas that we could do. Yeah, and Shannon's saying, Tom said it. Yeah, scan there. There you go, distance or temperature, and then Shannon comes in and says, "What about a thermosensor? That would either have to raise or lower the temperature of an area of the piece of the puzzle." So there's a lot of different little aspects of it. But I think before we nail down which way we're going to really, or when I say we, I mean you, which way this goes, is that we got to come up with a backstory. And kind of think, or at least start off with a theme.
If we're going to do a theme or a backstory, we better come up with that and then work around it.
Right. And I've seen, like I said, there's been several ones, but you're going to be building this. So which one is your favorite so far that you've seen tonight? If you can think of it.
Originally I was going to have it disarm. You'd have to disarm it or something was my original thought, or to arm it. I don't know. I was just throwing it together. Throwing a bunch of different things together for this, but I thought if I did it obviously for one person to use, I was actually going to have colored wires in that you have to cut certain wires.
So like a bomb, like you're having to disable
exactly.
A bomb.
That was my thought. But if you're going to do it as a geocache or at an event, you're not going to have people cutting wires all the time.
Wires. You're gonna have
so you could put connectors on them, though, that they could pull apart maybe, or use, stuff like this. But that was my original thought on one of the sides, is to cut some wire.
Now, if you did do the wire aspect of it and had to use connectors to disconnect it, and you could just use the simple socket type things where they slip in here, if they had to disconnect them in a certain order, otherwise it had to be reset, and you actually had to reconnect them and then go do that.
Yeah. So you could do. This one has anything in it.
I still just love. Yeah, we come up with an idea, and Chad just goes back to a cabinet and goes like this. So, but hey, I just want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. And once again, the winner of the gadget build that we're going to be doing for somebody that stayed at the Host Hotel, the winner was Frederick Berg. Once again, I will be reaching out to Frederick on the build and see if he'll come on live with me on Behind the Cache, and we'll kind of brainstorm with him on that. That would be absolutely awesome. I'd love to be able to do that. So hopefully that'll be in a couple weeks when I get back into the shop. Once I get that big old huge guitar up on the wall and out of the middle of my floor, then that'll be really cool. I'll take pictures of when I get it up there. So, but yeah, Tom's liking this really. Tom, and I like the idea too. I like the idea of having part of the backstory on YouTube.
I do too. That actually, I love the YouTube idea, the backstory. Like I said, I wanted to do something where you had to download something. YouTube's even better. I think that's great. It'd be kind of fun to do a short video.
Yeah.
Kind of make a short movie. That would be really cool.
What if it had Wi-Fi in it? And they, as they work through the code, they actually get into it, because you can build depending on your processor, you can actually have, if you had a Wi-Fi and they get onto the in there, they can log into it, and then they can actually go to a private page on their phone, and they can actually do something actually on their phone that would affect the box itself.
That'd be kind of cool. That'd be really cool if you could do that. I know originally I thought about Bluetooth But then checking into it at the time, and this was years and years ago, they'd have to download. There was a certain thing they would have to download to access it or something, and end up being more of a hassle. But I do like the Bluetooth idea.
So one of the way maybe how you could do that to get into it is that
Wi-Fi.
when you solve a puzzle, all of a sudden connect to this network. The network comes live, and they can see the network on their phone. They can connect to that network, and then they're into it and say, now go to this site, because then you're actually logged into. It'd be a private network aspect of it, and that's where I would definitely have to get with some other people to do. But I think that would be really, really cool. So Bell on the Move is saying, I really like the futuristic looking plexiglass panels with UV. Engineer 42 says Node MCU programs like Arduino and has native Wi-Fi. Cost is like $10.
I think I have. I was just going to look. I think I have a bunch of Wi-Fi.
Oswald says, just remember, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Well, he didn't say that part of it. That's just what I know it stands for. Thanks, Hugh. Hugh saying, great show tonight. Hit the like button and have a great week, y'all. So, yeah, he's going to be jumping off here in just a little bit, and so will we. We're just about to the end of our hour. And these are the shows that I really like.
I think this is what he was talking about. Now, this is a Wi-Fi board that goes onto a Uno.
Okay.
Geez, it won't focus. But anyways, that I have several different Wi-Fi type things like that for Arduino.
Right. And I know, like the Raspberry Pi, if you went that direction, the Raspberry Pi has it built into it.
Built in, yeah. Yes. And the Raspberry Pi is completely different.
Right.
It's a micro processor versus a microcontroller. Yes, but yeah, you can get them with it built in.
Yeah, it's like I have on my 3D printer right now, there's a Raspberry Pi running right next to it, so I can actually look at it on my phone in different places.
So the way we need to look at it too is it's going to be more of an event cache, I'm thinking, or to send to someone. I don't think I'd put this out in the wild because I think it'd either get taken or broken right away.
And it'd be expensive.
I'd love to go to events and take caches. As everybody knows, if you've seen me at events, I usually always have a puzzle box or two.
Right.
So this definitely would be something I would take with me somewhere. So
I think that'd be really cool.
Don't worry about having to reset it or anything.
So that you get the opportunity to do something, and then you get the opportunity to actually come in and try and solve it.
Yeah.
Or set up a time, and you say you have 20 minutes to solve this puzzle, or it explodes, and you have 20 minutes to solve that puzzle. It won't explode, but maybe you could have smoke come out of it.
Yeah, I have a tiny. Well, I have a mist maker. I have a couple different things that you could use, but I've thought about that for my Mission Impossible puzzle box, but never been able to make it work.
Right. Yeah, like Ozfox is saying, never-ending ideas for future cache ideas. The cache that you can change the front for different megas. That's really cool. Scooby loves food. Love all the brainstorming. And this is, people ask, how do you come up with the ideas of what you create? This is how we do it. I mean, how many ideas did we come up with for different, even just single things tonight? We were looking at one, and we came up with 8, 10 different ideas, and you could just put any one of those into a cache.
And this is what a lot of gadget builders do: is we talk to each other and we send messages, and like a lot of the things. For instance, the Scream container. I sent Dave a message and said, "Hey, can you do something like this?" And then he says, "Yeah, but what about doing this and adding this?" And then I'm like, "Yeah, and then we could add this and this," and it all adds up to make it even better. I mean, that's amazing the way he makes it actually degrade and count down. And,
that's really cool.
All that stuff. So
Andrew
talking to the other.
All right. Yeah. Andrew says, I'll go with you to hand deliver it to Chris Ramsey. Yeah. Get in line, buddy. So
I was thinking about shipping it. NFC to your phone. I think that'd be cool. I don't know much about the NFC to your phone.
Somebody did that with me the other day with their business card. They just go here and they held it to my iPhone at the top, and I got all their information that way.
There's that Geocache has NFC trackable.
Yeah.
In his body. So he has a trackable implanted in his body, and an NFC chip.
Crazy.
That'd be cool. I would have to check into that. I'm sure that Arduino offers something where you'd have to be able to use for that. I don't know. So lots of good ideas. I love it.
Yep, absolutely love it. Just want to thank everybody for being on here with us tonight. And congratulations to Frederick Berg, who won the gadget from the Mega from being at the Host Hotel. That's awesome. We'll be in touch. In fact, I'll send you a email right after the show tonight and have you listen to it so you get to hear everything tonight as well. But yeah, this is really great. And wow, lots of ideas.
Hit the like button.
Hit the like button.
Lots of good ideas.
Lots of good ideas. Share this
Lots
with
of people
others.
on tonight. That was good.
That was good. It was really good. Yeah, share this one with others. Let's see what any other wants to come up with. And then next week, do we start kind of running with some of these ideas, Chad, or what are we thinking there?
That means I have to work over the weekend on it.
No, not necessarily.
Well, I think we need to come up with a storyline, and we didn't really set down anything. I have to go back and go through the comments and write down what it is, and I'll have to brainstorm it with you and see what we can come up with on a storyline.
Right, storyline. We'll do that, and then also bring it up on here, and maybe we do the whole start to finish storyline on here. I mean, we won't reveal what the puzzles are, actually how you solve them, but what we came up with a storyline, and everybody in the chat, kind of like one of those things like, all right, I'll give you I'll start off the story, and then it gets passed to this person. They continue the story, and then kind of maybe that aspect of it. That might be kind of fun. Very interactive next week, maybe if we did like that.
And we don't have to go with this box. We can make something.
No, we can completely redo it, come up with a whole new theme. It was just that's an example. So I'm sure Chad can figure out what to do with other parts of that.
Yeah, it could go in the dumpster, or it can go on the shelf again. No, it won't go in the dumpster. I'll get emails. If you have an idea too, if you're watching not live or listening and you have an idea, send us your idea to gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com.
Right.
We'd love to hear from you and, see what everybody comes up with. That might help us out on this.
Right. Or drop us a DM on Instagram at Gadget Talk Podcast as well. You can do that as well. So, but once again, either way, you can reach out to us. You can reach out to me on my personal Instagram or Facebook. You can get me at Behind the Cache, and that's easy. And then, or you can reach out to Chad as well, BounceBounce8 on Instagram. So, or always at Gadget Talk Podcast. So we'll always get that as well. So, but several different ways to get in touch with us. But thanks for joining us tonight. A lot of great ideas. It's been fun. And now it's time to get back to work and start working on building or figuring out how we're going to do this gadget.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see y'all next week.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.